WWE Network. It's just like Netflix, but better. Hey, look who's now.
Tell the Shield they have a match in the main event tonight.
Would you like me to tell them who their opponents are?
No.
11 men have been sent out here by the Authority.
Justice comes in all forms.
Look at Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins taking out everybody.
The Shield are holding their ring.
Yeah, the numbers game now against the Shield.
Finally, I guess the Authority's got big smiles on their faces right now. I didn't think it could get any worse, but this may go from bad to worse.
Oh, man. Triple H, Orton, and Batista, one of the strongest factions in WWE history, known as Evolution.
This yard may now belong to Evolution.
Triple H calling off the dogs. And the Shield has now become all three of these men's problem. Now the Shield have been rendered helpless after being beaten down by 11 men.
Roman Reigns!
At Extreme Rules, the Shield will step into the ring with the most destructive force the WWE has ever seen. Evolution returns to show the world what destruction, true destruction, really is. We return to show the Shield what power, true power, really is. Come on! You got more fighting! Come on! Come on! Come on! There's a simple rule in life. In life, you either adapt or you perish. That is evolution. Believe in evolution.
Oh, you were not aware of this? Your posterior better contact someone at once.
The following is a production of TeamBoydTV.com.
What's going on, everybody? What's going on, everybody? It's your boy, Big Q, TeamBoydTV. Welcome to the Raw Report. Hey, listen, this has been a really, really long 7 days. Like, they gave us that really, really nice little intro to this whole the Shield versus Evolution deal. And I was like super excited about it. And I was like, I cannot wait to see what they were had in store for us this week, man. And it was, I don't know if I was disappointed, or I don't know. I just thought it would be. I know I wasn't gonna get a confrontation, like a physical confrontation between them, but I thought the confrontation would be a little bit better than the one we got. But either way, it was still enjoyable and that kind of thing. Hey, so listen, I want to thank everybody, man, who has been showing the TeamBoydTV Raw Report so much love, man. Thanks for all the downloads. Thanks for the cool stuff y'all been, the reviews y'all been giving me on iTunes. The love y'all been showing on Stitcher. It's been awesome. The people on Spreaker, man, I got to give a shout out to the people on Spreaker, man, for making this possible and spreading the good word. I absolutely enjoy it, man. So listen, if you guys driving to work, at work, or just kind of like just chilling around at the crib, getting your workout on or whatever the case may be, thank you for listening and downloading the TeamBoydTV Raw Report, man. I definitely appreciate it. You know what I mean? So let's get into the show, man. Because this show was okay. It started out pretty good. It had a really, really nice open. So, I played you guys the audio from this video package that they played at the very, very, start of the show. Pretty much the video package recap Evolution's return and the setup for the Extreme Rules match. Now, since I am not a really huge fan of WWE main event, and I haven't watched SmackDown in I don't know how long, Pretty much only 2 WWE programs that I watch on a regular basis is Raw and NXT. It's pretty much it. So I didn't, because I know last week on Raw, we had the whole Evolutions, pretty much setting themselves up to be together again, which don't make no sense to me. It's a little weird the way it happened. I'll get into it in a few minutes, but it was really strange to see Batista and Orton, being all buddy, when just last month, when was it, early in the month? It was just like actually 3 weeks ago, you know what I mean? Where they were, I think if I can recall, Batista came out there, I think it was the Monday Night Raw before WrestleMania, when he was saying how Randy Orton made him sick and he was a sniveling, brown nosing ass kisser and all this kind of stuff, you know what I mean? And then, excuse me, that came out of nowhere. But then, Randy Orton was talking about how Batista was washed up. This, that, and the thing. They really had seemed like they really had some real deal animosity to one another. And then a few short weeks later, they giving each other pounds on the way down the ramp, and it's just like old times again. You know what I mean? Like nothing, like WrestleMania never happened. You know what I mean? And what's really strange about it is that they both had this crazy hatred for Daniel Bryan, and now Daniel Bryan is the last thing that's on their mind. It's odd the way wrestling works, and it's odd the way storylines progress. But either way, it is what it is. And I know that the the programming department, they kind of make it so they can storylines keep moving, and nobody is kind of just sitting around not doing anything. But it was cool though. So we got that cool video package and whatnot. It was pretty cool. Showed Evolution's return. They beat down the Shield pretty good. And I think it's awesome. The whole, I don't know. And it's another thing that's kind of strange about wrestling. It's another thing that's really, really strange about wrestling. Like, when the Shield first showed up, they were like the hated, you know what I mean? Like they were, there to instill fear in the WWE locker room. And, they ran rampant through the locker room for quite a while. I think it was like a year and a half or whatever, where they just kind of just beat down everybody. And now it's strange because we like the Shield. And I don't know where it happened. I don't know if we started liking the Shield when we just realized that these dudes are a solid group. And they weren't really doing dastardly stuff. They were just pretty much saying, hey, look, we the new kids on the block. We're going to be taken seriously. And that was pretty much what it was about. And I think, that was a good way to build it because, otherwise they wouldn't be able to go on this face turn and it'd be so believable. You know what I mean? So putting up against the Wyatts, I think was the turn. I think that's when we saw that, WWE saw something in these guys and they were like, okay, well, we can make these guys, faces and just have them still have this badass appearance and attitude, and people will still love them. And then, so the Wyatts was a good challenge for them, And then I guess the whole WrestleMania thing with the New Age Outlaws and Kane was just to solidify the fact that, hey, listen, we're not really dealing with this whole authority thing. We're going to do our own thing. That's reminiscent of some CM Punk type, Stone Cold Steve Austin type stuff. You know what I mean? Like we've seen it before, but not like with a group like this. I don't think. I can't remember. Maybe. I don't know. But either way, I think it's very well done the way they're doing it. And then putting them up against somebody like Evolution is just a really big deal. Honestly, I would have loved to see this feud culminate at WrestleMania versus Extreme Rules, or either one of the bigger pay-per-views. Like if they could just push this out, at least until SummerSlam. I know that's a long ways away, but I don't know. It's just because it seemed like it's too big to just throw away at Extreme Rules. You know what I mean? Well, it is what it is, but I'm enjoying it. You know what I mean? So Daniel Bryan makes his return to WWE after being on having a week off last week to go get married and have his honeymoon and stuff, and it was cool. And then it turns out that one of the Usos, I can't remember which one it was, Jimmy or Jay. I just know on the Diva show they call him John. So I don't know which one of them it is. I don't really know. But he's with Naomi / Trinity, and he kind of, they got married too in Hawaii. But we'll touch on that here in a second. But But yeah, so Daniel Bryan comes back, you know, him and Bree, you know, Bree looking, wow, she's looking pretty good. And, you know, Daniel Bryan's he's a lucky dude, you know, I'm trying to tell you. But, they come out there, you know, and getting ready to celebrate and whatnot. And then here comes Stephanie McMahan, you know, out there claiming she coming to, congratulate the newlyweds and whatnot. And, you know, pretty much was telling Daniel Bryan, you know, it was probably in his best interest if, you know, he took his new bride and, you know, got her out of harm's way, because Kane did say last week when Daniel Bryan was all on his honeymoon and stuff, talking about he was going to eviscerate Daniel Bryan and, you know, that kind of thing. And so then it got a little weird, right? Because Kane's music hits and Stephanie is all like, no, Kane, not right now. This is not what we're supposed to be doing. You know, this is not what we're supposed to be doing. And, you know, so, you know, we looking for Kane to come out. I was really looking for him to come out because I wanted to see if he was going to have the gas mask thing or the welder's mask. What is that? What did he used to? He used to wear like either a gas mask. Well, I don't think it was a gas mask. I think it was like a welder's mask over his regular mask, you know, which I thought was crazy back in the day. But I wanted to see if he was going to come out with that. But looks like, you know, because after everybody kind of got out of the ring or whatever, Kane comes from the announce position. And, you know, he started attacking Daniel Bryan and whatnot. And so, this was a beatdown, right? Daniel Bryan, I don't think got any offense in. I don't think, we get, Kane giving Daniel Bryan, a tombstone pile driver on the floor, you know, and, Stephanie is still screaming, that's enough, Kane. That's enough, Kane. That's enough, Kane. You know, and Kane is still just kicking, he just beating Daniel Bryan down. And then, he, you know, throws the stairs and stuff down and, we see a Kane, and you know what? Kane is, you know what? It's like two old guys who are still wrestling right now, who every time I see them, I think, you know what? These dudes still can go. And that's Kane and that's Goldust, man. Those two dudes they are like super pros in that ring, man. Like, I don't know if I was Daniel Bryan, I don't know if I would trust anybody else in the locker room to give me those pile drivers, like one on the floor, then one on the steel steps. You know what I mean? And then, you know, they go over there and they clear off the announce table and whatnot. And they gave him a pile driver on the table. You know what I mean? Like, I was like, wow, that is crazy. You know what I mean? So it was a wild opening to the show. And I'm not sure exactly. Well, I know for one reason they wanted to build up this whole Kane, Daniel Bryan thing, which I think is going to be pretty good. But then, you know, and I don't like to talk about rumors and stuff, but I don't know, maybe Daniel Bryan kind of, you know, didn't really want to have that much to do with the show today, because from what I heard, you know, his father had passed away either that same day or the day before or something like that. And he decided he was still going to come to work. So he came out there and pretty much didn't get a chance to do anything, but just get beat down. And that kind of thing. So I don't know. You know, I don't know exactly, you know, how they go. You know, like you hear stuff and, you know, people say things on the internet. I don't know. I don't try to get caught up in them. And and of course, like, you know, something like, you know, Daniel Bryan's dad passing away and he's still deciding to come to work. I don't know. That was something I didn't know if I really wanted to go research and find out about and that kind of thing. So I don't know. You know, but that's what happened at the opening of the show. And then, you know, what's really crazy, they showed this replay and this recap a million gajillion times during the show. You know, typical WWE stuff. But, you know, the thing about WWE, they are getting away from some of that crap that they were doing at the end of last year that got on all of our nerves. You know, this whole WWE app thing where they actually had to show people how to download the app. Like, we haven't been downloading apps before they started downloading apps. We knew about downloading apps before they even thought about this kind of stuff. But they're trying to tell us how to download apps and whatnot. And you know, and I don't know if you guys remember that ridiculous Bella Twins commercial for the WWE Network when they were showing you how to, you know, get the WWE Network on your video games. So, you know, it was, you know, like people are stupid or something. You know what I mean? I hate it, but look, they're trying to get away from that a little bit. And, you know, and they're doing a pretty decent job, but it's still certain little things that they do that kind of still irritates people. You know what I mean? So got a commercial break. We come back. Stephanie is still in the ring and she's got both of the titles. And, you know, and she gave her little, sarcastic, give a round of applause for WWE, you know, World Heavyweight Champion Daniel Bryan, which we kind of knew. But, you know, I kind of wish they followed that up a little bit because, you know, it still seemed like I mean, for sure Stephanie wasn't sincere, you know what I mean? But at the same time, they didn't really give us a backstage segment where she was like, I set him up, and they didn't, even acknowledge the fact that she was holding the titles, and it was like some open things there that I didn't understand, you know what I mean? Like, if they're gonna have her holding the titles and showing her on TV holding the titles and saying what she was saying, I mean, at least follow up on it. That's what I'm saying. Like, give us some closure on the situation or whatever the case may be. I don't know. It's just that part I think they could have did a better job with, you know what I mean? But we get set for the first semifinal Intercontinental Championship #1 contenders tournament match, which was Wade Barrett versus Sheamus. And he was talking about Barrett is, I don't know, Barrett, I gotta give Barrett his props, man, because like they've been trying for a while now to find something that works for Barrett. You know what I mean? Like the whole leader of the Nexus thing was kind of cool for a little while. Until they kind of ran out of storyline. Like they could have did some crazy stuff with that Nexus stuff. I mean, granted the group was a little too big, but they could have went so many different directions with that. I mean, it was a shame. It's a shame that they kind of didn't really get to do the things that they were supposed to do with the Nexus. But then they did the Nexus, and then there was the Barrett Barrage stuff, which didn't really get over, and so now with this whole Bad News Barrett, which in the very beginning, that was another one of them things that you just got to stick with, because in the beginning, the whole Bad News Barrett thing, people wasn't really feeling. It was like one of those annoying things that people just hated, or whatever the case may be. But the WWE audience is a fickle, strange, weird group of people. You know what I mean? Like they are the only wrestling audience that I can think of that just, they glorify the bad guy. They just do. And I know because I like Wade Barrett. I think Wade Barrett is funny. I think this whole bad news thing is fantastic. I like it. You know what I mean? So, he came out and had some bad news about how, Sheamus think he's going to win the match, but it's really not. And that kind of thing. So, going into this match, I was, just thinking to myself, like, oh, I wonder which way they're going to spin this, because Sheamus hardly ever loses on TV. Like, hardly ever loses on TV. And, but it looked like they're trying to push Barrett and give him a real push this time. So I didn't really, but, I got to tell you this much. The match was fantastic. And to me, maybe it's just me. Maybe, you guys can tweet me. You can tweet me, or you can, leave it in the comment on the comment section on iTunes or whatever. Let me know. But I think ever since WrestleMania, man, right before WrestleMania, leading up to WrestleMania, the wrestling part of WWE programming has gotten fantastic. It's been like, this match was a really, really good match. I mean, it was real good. And I didn't know which way it was going to go. You know what I mean? And then of course, anytime an opening match of a show gets this as awesome chants from the crowd, that they are doing some really good stuff. And so it was good, like it was a really good, well-paced match. Of course, Barrett hits the bullhammer elbow from outside the ring on the floor to Sheamus on the inside of the ring, and he wins the match. Which at the end of it, when I was sitting there thinking about it, I thought that was the right decision to go with Barrett. So that's gonna be good. I think seeing Barrett in the finals is awesome. You know what I mean? I'm all about it. So we get the a little video package showing the confrontation of Hugh Jackman and Dolph Ziggler from back in 2011. Because obviously Hugh Jackman is coming to Raw next week to promote the new X-Men movie, which looks fantastic, by the way. Oh my God, this looked like should have been the first X-Men movie, because this movie looks good. You know what I mean? So and I guess Hugh Jackman had to go through all that crap with these other X-Men movies just to get to this one, because this one right here is the one. You know what I mean? And that kind of thing. So, after that, we get the another little tag team match with Los Matadores with El Torito versus 3MB with Hornswoggle. And I missed this because this apparently happened on Main Event. See, maybe I need to start watching Main Event. I don't know. But obviously, Hornswoggle is a part of the 3-man band now, which I don't, 3-man band and Hornswoggle. I like it. I gotta tell you, I like it because Hornswoggle ain't really been doing much. They had him with the Punjabi Playboy for a little while. It didn't really make a whole lot of sense. I like this though, because he got the tattoos and stuff. I think it's cool. But the whole confrontation of El Torito and Hornswoggle is awesome. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know how much interest is there. You guys have to let me know. You have to let me know. How much interest do you guys think is there seeing a pay-per-view match between El Torito and Hornswoggle? I'm saying, would you pay money to see that? That's what I'm saying. Now we know El Torito can go. He's a bona fide luchador. He's the real deal. Hornswoggle, not so much. He's more of an entertainer type guy. So like in reality, it wouldn't even really be a match. El Torito would just destroy Hornswoggle. But then again, it's put it on a WWE stage. I think it would make awesome match. I really do. But it looked like we may get it in the form of a mixed, an 8-man tag type situation. You know what I mean? We might get it in a, Los Matadores versus 3MB type situation, which is good for 3MB because they need something. They need something because they are terrible. You know what I mean? Like the whole dynamic. When they first got together, I thought it was cool. I don't know. See, like Jinder Mahal and what's the guy's name? The next big thing who's supposed to be like the chosen one, Drew McIntyre. For whatever reason, those two guys, since they are kind of international kind of guys, I don't know. Maybe it's just me. It's just I don't know. I feel like it kind of takes away from what 3MB could be. You know what I mean? Like I know they're supposed to be these pretend. Like it's weird saying pretend in a pretend situation, but they're pretend rock stars or whatever. And you got an Indian dude, you got a Brit, and then you got an American, a Southern American at that. I don't know. I think it can be better. I think they could have did it. I think it could be a whole lot better. Than what we got. So I don't know. It's one of them things that it just don't really. Every once in a while it'll be something where it could be good, but then it's not because of the people who they try to do it, who try to get it in. But this match, in the best, and I'm assuming that this is kind of getting us set up for some type of Extreme Rules match between these two teams, featuring primarily the little guys, right? And that's pretty much what happened in this match. It was not really a match. It was more of them featuring El Torito and Hornswoggle, which was good. And what I really thought was cool was that El Torito got the pin. I think he pinned Drew McIntyre. I think it was. It was either him or I think he pinned Drew McIntyre, which is having El Torito get the pin, which is cool. So I'm assuming that next week we'll see Hornswoggle probably pin one of the Los Matadores. So I don't know. I like it. Thought it was good. So what we're gonna do right here is we're gonna take a little bit of a break, and we'll be right back, and we'll finish this thing out. All right. So here we go. What up, football fans? You want to stay up on the latest of Team Boy TV happenings? Like us on our Facebook page at Team Boy TV on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter at Team Boy TV and at VernieB73. You can also check out our YouTube page at Team Boy TV Turbo, where there's live events, videos, among other things. You can also keep up with the latest happenings, live chats, question and answer sessions on Google Plus at Team Boy TV. Thank you once again for watching Team Boy TV.
Yo, JB from Team Boy TV, co-host of Team Boy TV Live every Wednesday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where we'll be discussing updates, breakdowns, and just about everything NFL. Hosted by yours truly, Big Q, co-hosted by me, JB, and my boy Glass from Goodwood Sports. If some reason you missed the show, you still haven't had your fill, visit TeamBoydTV.com.
I swear, boy, trying to get this podcast and stuff and trying to produce it live it's a trip. But we try, that's the second time I messed up on my media breaks and whatnot. I don't know, man. I'm trying to get it together. Y'all got to forgive me, man. I'm working it out, because it's weird. I'm sitting there like, what? Where's my music? What's going on here? Anyway, let's get back to the show. Actually, let's make it official. Here we go. And now, back to our program. That's what the transition's supposed to sound like. You know what I mean? So, I don't know, man. I'm working it out. So listen, they show a little backstage of Evolution's limo showing up, and they talk about Evolution for a little bit. Then, of course, Evolution comes out, and this is, let me see, how can I put this? Judging by the Titantron video package that they made, which, it was all right. It was okay. I just think that it was, to me, it looked like something that was just going to carry them for the next couple of weeks because they're still working on something or whatever, because they didn't want to have that still image of the Evolution logo up on the Titantron like they had last week. So they actually had a little video playing, and it was kind of cool. It kind of showed the little pyro thing, and then it showed, Randy Orton from back in the day, and Randy Orton now, and then Batista from back in the day, and then Batista now, showing Triple H from back in the day, and then the Triple H now. It was cool. I think it would get better though, because that looked. It looked like it was something they kind of threw together really, really quickly. You know what I mean? That's what it looked like to me. And I don't know. It just looked very like it was done really, really quick. Like either way, it worked. They got it done. They come out to the ring. Triple H has lost his voice. You know what I mean? I don't know what's going on. You know what I mean? Like his voice was like barely there. You know what I mean? I don't know what was going on with that. And one thing about Triple H that I don't know, maybe because it's Triple H. Triple H is the guy. He's the golden guy. He's the spoon-fed dude or whatever. But this dude has more theme music than any wrestler I can think of. I mean, it's amazing how many theme songs this guy has. I ain't talking about retired theme songs. I'm not talking about like the whole My Time, theme song. I'm talking about the ones that he uses right now, like currently. You know what I mean? Because he uses, the Time to Play the Game song, which is his main, his main song. And then he also has his Authority Bow Down to the King song. And then he has his DX song that he comes out to. And now he comes out to the Evolution song, which is weird. Like dude has so many theme songs. It's amazing. I just wanted to, it was something I was thinking when I was watching the show. You know what I mean? But seriously though, they come out there and, and they cut a little promo. Triple H does the best he could, even though his voice was kind of not there. So, they show Triple H, shows a video. Actually, was it Triple H or was it Randy Orton? It was Randy Orton. Triple H came out there and said a few words, and then he gives the mic to Randy. And Randy's promo seemed like it was very scripted. Like he was really good at memorizing this stuff. But he shows a video package of them, pretty much destroying everybody and that kind of thing. Gives the mic to Batista. So Big Dave, his promos are always like the most believable. I don't think his is scripted because, his promo was actually all right. You know what I mean? It was cool. But he was saying, about how they had 31 world titles between them. And that's impressive. 31 world titles. That's an average of about 10 apiece, which I know that's not the case. I don't know exactly how many. I know Triple H has 14? Is it 12? Because John Cena has 13. No, Triple H has 13. So it's 13 with Triple H, about 8 for Orton, and maybe 6 or 7 for Batista. I don't know, but either way, it's an impressive number. 31 world titles between those guys. Pretty much letting them know that we have been doing this for a while. Like I don't know what y'all guys are thinking about. You know what I mean? Like we have 31 world titles between us, and y'all guys ain't even. You guys, you won a United States title. You guys have been tag team champions. That's nothing. You know what I mean? That's absolutely nothing. And that kind of thing. So, the promo was going good. Shield comes out. Like everybody knew they were going to come out. And they came out and actually I can't even do this promo justice by trying to recap it. So I'm going to play it for you because it was that good. And I'll talk about these guys here when we finish this. So let's go ahead and get into that and check out this promo.
I hate hate to break it to you guys, but last week wasn't the first time we've been beaten up, and it probably won't be the last. Yeah, you guys did a real number on us. Well done. Well done. But hey, I got a question for you, Mr. Cerebral Assassin. Do we look humbled to you? Do we look humbled to you, Triple H? Hey, there's a reason you hired us to protect you and that little cream puff to your left, Randy Orton. Whoa. You know, like everybody here knows, the Shield, we are the meanest, nastiest, dirtiest, most ruthless animals in this industry. These dogs are hungry, and now these dogs are angry.
Yeah. Take it easy. Yeah, you're angry. You're angry, and you have every right to be. We have every right to be angry after what you did to us last week. You and, 12 other guys, of course. But Batista, for you to say that we have no idea what we've gotten ourselves into is ridiculous. We have every idea. We started this. So let me give you a little dose of reality. You stand up there in your little suits, you don't want to fight. You talk about how destructive you are. You talk about how powerful you are. Talk about how you were built for dominance. Well, you're not. In 2 weeks, at Extreme Rules, you're gonna come face to face with the Hounds of Justice. And it's gonna be all out war. And when push comes to shove and you got nowhere to run to, you're gonna be looking out for Evolution? I don't think so. Randy Orton, the Viper, gonna be looking out for Randy Orton. I know, Batista, you got a lot of Hollywood obligations. You're gonna be looking out for Batista. And the Game. Cerebral Assassin, King of Kings, yeah. You're gonna do what you always do. You're gonna do what's best for the boss. What you're looking at is the most dominant force in the history of this company. And in 2 weeks, at Extreme Rules, we are gonna rip you to pieces. And this little reunion that you're so proud of, it's gonna come to an abrupt halt. And you got no one to blame but yourself, because when you made the match, Evolution versus the Shield, you put a nail in your own coffin. And at Extreme Rules, we're gonna be the hammer that drives it home.
Last week, you gave us an ultimatum. This week, we give you one. Here in a few seconds, I'm gonna drop this mic, and we're coming up that ramp, and we're gonna beat your asses. You got two options. You can be men, and you can try to fight. Or you can be cream puffs, and you can cower away, and you can hide. Watch.
Uh-oh. Here comes the Shield. Oh, look at this.
So, you know, I couldn't do it justice. I couldn't, because of the fact that promo was just that good. You know what I mean? Now, before, okay, well, first let's talk about what happened. Okay. You know, after they get out of the ring, of course, you know, I was wondering what was going to happen too, because I was like, these dudes, Evolution, they're not going to fight these guys. They're just not going to do it. This is Evolution we're talking about. But the same 11 dudes that came out last week came out on the stage, and and Triple H was just like, listen, man, you know what I mean? Like, hey, you got to understand that they don't call me the Cerebral Assassin for nothing. You know what I mean? Like, and what was his quote? Let me see, I got it here. He says, in life, if you don't adapt, you perish. That's evolution. So basically, just let them know that, hey, listen, you guys don't know what y'all don't even know. Y'all have no idea. I love the build for this. This is great. I actually think that this is going to be awesome. You know what I mean? And I think this is really going to put the Shield in a place. And you know what? And every time, something, the Shield gets into a new feud with a new group, it's always it always sets back this whole, because everybody want to see the Shield kind of go their separate ways and do their own thing, because all three guys are awesome. I mean, with Ambrose kind of being my least favorite, you know what I mean? But Rollins and Reigns, those are my boys. I those guys are good. And I know Ambrose has a lot of followers on the internet and whatnot. I don't know, it's just his style and his delivery and and the way he kind of jumps around in the ring and stuff, and those crazy little promos that he does, and in this whole psychopathic persona or whatever the case may be, it doesn't work for me per se. You know what I mean? But other people like it. But Seth Rollins, man. At first, I thought he was just one of those type of Rob Van Dam, Jeff Hardy type of dudes who could do some amazing stuff in the ring, but couldn't really deliver his charisma and personality, away from the ring or on the microphone. But the last couple, weeks, he's kind of shown that he can do it all. You know what I mean? I think, whenever he goes and does his singles thing, he's going to be very successful, and that kind of thing. And Reigns, man, getting better on the mic. He's getting he seems to be a little bit more relaxed, and that kind of thing. And he's just the man. There's really nothing that Roman Reigns can do wrong. You know what I mean? Like, he keeps his mic work short and sweet. He says what he needs to say, and that's that. No elaborate, drawn out, long-winded stuff. He just says what he needed to say, and then he does what he does. And you know what? That works for me. With a dude like him, that absolutely works for me. I have no issues with that whatsoever. But that was the end of the promo, and that's the end of the segment. And I thought it was good. You know what I mean? It gave me kind of what I wanted. They want to see what would happen when they, came face to face and that kind of thing. So it begs to, because I still have 2 more weeks, right? They got next Monday and then the Monday after that. So I'm assuming we're going to see them put them up in some combination of matches. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's going to be something like Triple H versus, Roman Reigns, or, Batista and Orton versus, Ambrose and Rollins, something like that. I got a feeling we're going to see some weird combination of matches where we don't see all 6 of them in the ring at the same time, but something like that. I think that's what we're going to see in the next couple of weeks or whatever the case may be. So it was good. I enjoyed it. I alluded to this in the beginning, at the very top of the podcast. We had this WWE Network advertisement. It was great. It was talking about the Hall of Fame, and they're going to be doing some Hall of Fame stuff, this week, which is cool. But then when they come from the video or whatever, the advertisement, Michael Cole, man, this is why people don't like you. And this is what he says. He says y'all guys heard it at the open. He says, the WWE Network is just like Netflix, but better. Oh my God. When I was watching that, I had to rewind it. A couple times just to make sure I heard him correctly. This dude is corny. He epitomizes the word cornball. He is so detached from reality that is ridiculous. He's terrible. And as much as I like JBL, sometimes, it's certain times where JBL goes on these little tirades that I can't really follow him. You know what I mean? But for this thing that he's been doing where, he pulls up all these old stats and, he goes into his, wrestling historian mode or whatever. I actually like that, even though, it makes it seem like, he just has all these random stats and things in his head. But, of course, he has a little computer sitting right there in front of him. So he's just Googling everything as they're talking or whatever. But either way, it works. I like it. The King is always good. I never really can say anything bad about a King. It's just a shame that they got King up there with those two. I think King and JBL together would be. I just don't think they need Cole. You know what I mean? I don't think they really need Cole. I know they need a broadcast play-by-play type person, and King and JBL are neither one of those. But Michael Cole, man, it's time to make a change, WWE. Y'all need to be thinking about that. I know y'all done invested a lot in Michael Cole, but I don't know, man. Just like Netflix, but better. You know what I mean? Crazy stuff. You know what I mean? The Usos come out, right? And, Ryback came out. They were at ringside, but the Usos come out and they show a clip of, I'm gonna call him John because I don't know if it's Jimmy or Jay. I don't know which one of these dudes got married to the girl. I don't know because they, I can't tell them apart. But they show clips of the wedding and whatnot. And I'm telling you, man, I don't know if it was just me. I had to watch it a couple more times. But when they were showing the people that were in attendance at the wedding, it looked like CM Punk was there. You know what I mean? That looked like CM Punk to me. You guys let me know. That looked like him. That looked like CM Punk. But it looked like CM Punk was there. I don't know. They didn't really go into say anything about it, but that's what it looked like to me. You know what I'm saying? So the Usos win the match, of course, and at the end of the match, of course, just to put some drama on the whole thing, Ryback attacks the Usos at the end of the match, and let me say this though, just take a minute to talk about Ryback. You know what I mean? Do you guys remember when Ryback first came on the scene? Like when Skip Sheffield left, and then when he came back as Ryback, how awesome Ryback was. You know what I mean? Like, how come they didn't stick with that? How come they didn't stick with it? Because that was just, I liked it. And then, when I became a fan of Ryback, the kids liked him. And it's just weird how the WWE would do something like that. Just like with Cesaro, which we'll talk about in a minute. But as soon as the fans get behind somebody, they turn him heel or whatever, just to say, look, I don't know if we're ready for this. We're not ready for this guy to be a face yet. We don't really want him to be over like that just yet. Y'all need to chill out. That's what it seemed like to me. You know what I mean? I don't know. Cause like, I'm not, what separates me and my podcast from a lot of other dudes that do it is that I'm not like one of those, those super, behind the scenes, like breaking everything down type guys. I'm a straight up mark for the business. I am a fan. You know what I mean? Like, I don't really get into the bookend and I know, how this company can do that better. But it's just to me, as a fan, I thought they had a good thing with Ryback in the beginning. You know what I mean? And all the stuff they put him through, having him lose those world title matches and stuff. It was, everything worked the way they wanted it to work. And then all of a sudden they just say, you know what? Let's not do this. You know what I mean? Just don't, I just don't understand. I don't get it. You know what I mean? So what happened next? We get, because I failed to even mention that because the Usos were going up against the Rose brothers, right? Goldust and Cody, and this is where I said this earlier in the podcast. I want to talk about Goldust. Goldust is amazing to me. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know the story. Because, sometimes when I look at Goldust, especially the Goldust I look at now, he's so much slimmer, a little bit more muscular, a lot more athletic. I don't know if this is the same Goldust that came out back during the Attitude Era. I don't know. Because, like, it's hard and I've heard different things or whatever. But Goldust looks better now than he did back then. You know what I mean? Like, he is so much better than Cody. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm going to say it. I think he's just so much better than Cody. But we got, what looks like it might be a little bit of a split. Because I know they were talking about splitting them up before WrestleMania, and then they postponed it for a little bit. So look, they're trying to do that again, and we'll see how that goes. I guess, it would probably be the best thing to do. You know what I mean? Like, I would have, like, if they're going to do this, I would love to have seen Goldust in this tournament. You know what I mean? Actually, I would have loved to see Goldust and Cody in the tournament, and then and then in some way or fashion they ended up having to face one another in that tournament and whatnot. I think Goldust is due for one last run as an Intercontinental champion. I do believe that. So. But yeah, so that's what happened. So we got a little tease of the Rose brothers possibly, going their separate ways, and Ryback jumped up and beat on the Usos and whatnot. So, that's kind of how that went. And it was okay. I don't know. I just think they need to do something. And Cody got all the potential. He does. It's just, I don't know. I think right now he being overshadowed because I don't think people realize how good Goldust is. And I don't think Cody was expecting that. You know what I mean? Because basically this is supposed to be his time to shine because his brother already had his time, 10, 15 years ago or whatever case may be. But Goldust is just looking so good right now. He really is. You know what I mean? So I hear some strange music, and guess what? They finally gave Cesaro his own theme song. Finally. And I like it. It starts with a little siren and whatever. It works for him. I think it does. Him and Heyman come out, and Heyman goes on this long tirade about how his client Brock Lesnar conquered the Undertaker's undefeated streak, and he said this about 35 times. He went to commercial break, came back, he was still saying it. Finally, RVD comes out, cut off Heyman, and we get our match. RVD versus Azzaro. Now, in this match, I was worried because I said this last week when they announced this tournament. Or are they going to play this RVD story out where it looks like he's on the road to redemption, and he's going to prove that he's a champion one last time, and it'd be nice to see him kind of climb through the ranks, and this, that, and the third, and and that's kind of the way they decided to go. And I don't know if I would have. I don't know if I would have did it at the cost of my new guy, Cesaro, which everybody seemed to like, and Cesaro is another one of those dudes where, just like Ryback, where, as soon as the crowd gets behind him and as soon as the crowd starts supporting him, they're like, no, we don't want you guys to support this dude, crazy stuff. I do not understand. That's one of the things that bugs me, because I like what they were doing with Cesaro, and then right after WrestleMania, it's just like, oh, this is terrible. You know what I mean? I can think of a lot of dudes they did like that. Like Brodus Clay was another one. You know what I mean? It just, Dolph Ziggler, it's so many of them that they build up, and then it's like, you know what? Nope. You know what I mean? So it's confusing. Unless they trying to get Cesaro over more, because after the well, we'll get to that in a minute. But because I don't know, it may be a plan. It may be a bigger plan. You know what I mean? Because I'm not a creative, story writer. I don't do that kind of stuff. But it may be a bigger plan. But this match started off real botchy, man. I don't know who was the one botching stuff. I don't know if it was Cesaro. I don't know if it was RVD. But it was kind of botchy, and it was real sloppy. I saw Cesaro go for a double underhook power bomb. Yeah, I think that's what it was. And looked like he almost killed. He could have possibly killed RVD with the way he threw him down and whatnot. So the match was a disaster tonight. It had some pretty good matches on the show tonight. This one was one of the ones that was not all that good because it was really, really sloppy. Swagger comes out with Zeb Coulter, and it was funny. It was fun to see Zeb and Paul Heyman kind of go at it. That was a good thing to see. You know what I mean? And Swagger comes out and causes the distraction or whatever. Cesaro gets counted out. RVD wins the match, right? So, it's kind of way of letting RVD advance without, having Cesaro take a legitimate loss or whatever, or a pin or whatever the case may be. Heyman, was telling Cesaro to get Heyman. Heyman is telling Cesaro to get Coulter and swing Coulter in the big swing or whatever. And I was thinking to myself, ain't no way in the world they're going to swing this old man around like that. But they did, they teased it like they were going to do it. But, Swagger gets in the ring. Swagger ended up getting the swing and that kind of thing. So, look, we're going to see RVD versus Wade Barrett next week for in the finals for the Intercontinental Championship #1 contender. tournament. And this is good. This is kind of the way I wanted it to play out. I think I can say I'm happy. Only thing I'm not happy about is that there was no Kofi Kingston in this tournament, which I think was outrageous. You know what I mean? It would have been nice to see Cody and Goldust in the tournament as well. So barring that, RVD versus Wade Barrett, I like it. You know what I mean? So this is the story played out really good. And I don't know who my gut is telling me they're gonna go with Barrett. Barrett versus Big E to me makes a more interesting match versus RVD going up against Big E. You know what I mean? I just think the Barrett matchup kind of is more for TV. You know what I mean? So I'm looking forward to that. You know what I mean? I'm looking forward to that. Like I'm really looking forward to that. That's gonna be good. Then we get my girl Oksana. You know what I mean? I like some Oksana. You know what I mean? I like Oksana a lot. You know what I mean? And so Oksana comes out there, but I know anytime I see people like Oksana or Alicia Fox, pretty much the divas that I like, they usually always get beat. You know what I mean? But I know Oksana was coming out, and I knew they was getting ready to bring out their brand new WWE Divas Champion Paige. And I'm gonna tell you something. I know a lot of people may be mad at me for saying this. That girl is not sexy. She is. I don't know. I'm not feeling it. She just. I don't know. I'm not really. I'm not like driven or like excited when I see Paige. Now look. I think she's pretty, and I like her look, but as far as like her body and stuff, it doesn't work. I think even the little goofy, what's her face? What's her name? What's the girl's name with the goofy one that be with what's her name? I can't remember what her name is. The one that's with Cesaro, Santino, Emma. I think Emma got Emma. I think Emma is beautiful. I like Emma. But I don't know. This Paige just doesn't do it for me, man. She doesn't. So, of course, Paige wins with that submission move she got is really cool. I like that. You know what I mean? Like I would love to see some kind of interaction between her and Sheamus though, because since both of them so like pasty or whatever, and bruise so easily. You know what I mean? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. And then we get Sin Cara, versus Alexander Rusev. And that Lana, man, speaking of somebody that's hot, that Lana, man, she got to be like the hottest chick on that roster. I don't know. Probably. Oh my goodness. That woman, and she had a pinstripe suit on. Oh my goodness. You know what I mean? Crazy stuff. And again, Rusev, only reason why I'm into Rusev matches is because of Lana. You know what I mean? I'm not really buying the whole Rusev as a monster type guy. I don't know, man. Like, and I know he's gonna continue this little squash run, probably through SummerSlam, probably. So again, we see Sin Cara, but Sin Cara, I gotta give Sin Cara as props. He got him off his feet a couple times, but of course Rusev wins the match. Lana still smoking and that kind of thing. And then we get Fandango comes out with Layla, and I'm gonna tell you right, I was never a fan of Summer Rae. I think Summer Rae had a awesome body. Her face was just unbearable to look at. But looking at Layla and this new gimmick that she's doing right now, oh my goodness! Like Layla is the truth. You know what I mean? I had to throw that in there because like it ain't really much to talk about. As far as like I can't remember who she was fighting. I don't even know. You know what I mean? I can't even remember. But all I know is that, Layla looks good. She is like, oh my goodness, I can look at Layla all day. And that kind of thing. So, with that being said, we are going to go into our last break and then we're going to talk about the main event. Check it out, guys. If you're looking to build your online presence to gain a larger audience, there's only so much that social media can do for you. Although social media is a powerful way to build a following, there is nothing like having your own hosted website. And that's where Domain.com comes in. Domain.com offers the very best in web hosting services. And with plans starting at just under $4 a month, it's super affordable as well. And now, because you guys are faithful followers of Team Boyd TV's Raw Report, you can get yourself a sweet combo deal if you go to TeamBoydTV.com and click the domain.com button. Once you click the button, you get redirected to the domain.com promo page, where once you sign up and use the promo code DOMFREE, that's DOMFREE, you can get yourself a free domain. That's a free website that you can use to build your audience. And domain.com web hosting is packed with bonus features too. Check this out. All web hosting plans come with a $100 Google AdWords bonus, a $50 Yahoo/Bing search marketing credit, $50 on Facebook advertising, a free yellowpages.com listing, and get this, a free toll-free phone number if you live in the U.S. And if you're like me and know nothing about website design, domain.com even has the awesomely easy drag-and-drop site builder to get you up and running right away. So what are you waiting for? There is no excuse not to get your online presence rolling right now. Remember, go to TeamBoydTV.com, click the domain.com button, and use the promo code DOMFREE, DOMFRE, to get your free domain to use on your website today. All right, so, these WWE app vote situations, there's been a lot of controversy around them now. And I think that's the reason why they switched it from doing a Twitter vote to a WWE app vote, because they can kind of control the outcome and whatever. They can tell you what they want to tell you, you know what I mean? But on Twitter, you can kind of see what's going on and that kind of thing. But, it's all, every time they do this, I'm always thinking to myself, like, why do they even insinuate that it's based on what we say? Like, you guys have a voice, use the WWE app to vote and this, that, and the third, when they know that they don't care what we say. It don't matter what we pick. They're going to do what they want to do anyway. Now, I don't know. Maybe I'm being a conspiracy theorist or something. I don't know. All I know is this. It's hard for me to imagine. I know for me personally, I wanted to see John Cena fight all three of the Wyatts. Is that it? You know what I mean? But maybe the majority of people were like me. They wanted to see John Cena just get his ass whooped. You know what I mean? It's like, maybe. But it's just hard for me to imagine that. No, I think the people would probably pick the most interesting matchup. So maybe it's true. Maybe, because, honestly, why would you say, from the main event, I want to see John Cena fight Luke Harper? You know what I mean? Versus him fighting all three of them. You know what I mean? Just, when you throw that choice in there, and maybe the numbers are correct. Maybe they're not lying about the numbers, but the way they set it up, okay, you can, choose him fighting one guy, you can choose him fighting two guys, or you can choose him fighting all three guys. Which one are you going to pick? You know what I mean? Like, it's so skewed to one way that, you would be an idiot to say, no, I just want to see him fight the one guy. You know what I mean? It's crazy. But I always think it's funny when they have those, app votes or whatever. It's ridiculous to me. I get to the point where I don't even use my WWE app. No, I really don't, because it's pretty stupid. You know what I'm saying? But we find out that based on the WWE app vote, we're going to see John Cena take on the whole entire Wyatt family, which a lot of people expected to happen. That was going to happen regardless. So John Cena been doing a really, really good job with the storyline, making it seem like, he's all nervous and whatnot. One of the things I will say about this particular angle is that for the first time, I'm really believing that we, by the time this is over, and I don't know, it may come on later, a couple months from now, like way at SummerSlam or something. But I got a feeling they finally, got the green light to go ahead and do something different with Cena. You know what I mean? Because they're spending a lot of time with this. And it would be a shame, after it's all said and done, he comes out still, hustle, Lord, and respect, you can't see me. It just, I don't know. But, again, the WWE, they do some, real backward stuff. But, as far as the match goes, it wasn't really about the match, because we knew that this was going to end in a no contest regardless. You know what I mean? This is the way it was going to happen, because it wouldn't make sense for either one of them to win. It just wouldn't. You know what I mean? So when it looked like John Cena had overcame all the obstacles and finally locked in at STFU, is he still calling it that? STFU? But yeah, STFU onto the guy, and then they got disqualified. I know that's how it was going to play out. So, that kind of thing. And we get to beat down on John Cena, which, you know, that's what they want you. They want to beat him down because they got to put him through a whole lot in order for him to say he had enough. And I think, you know, Bray Wyatt, man, you know, I'll tell you, every week I was talking about the guy. He is just good. The only thing that was kind of crazy though this week was he was still trying to get the crowd to, and it's funny because the crowd gave him a little bit when he did his promo earlier in the show. They gave him a little bit, and they was like, "Yeah, we with you, Bray, we with you." And then when he needed them, you know, to help him sing, you know, he's got the whole world. And you know, they kind of didn't have his back like they were supposed to. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I tell you, man. The WWE audience is weird. You know what I mean? Like, it's almost like they like against the system. Like, you know, I don't care what we gonna continue to pay money for WWE products and go to the shows and buy the app and buy the network and do all the things y'all want us to do. But you know what? At the live shows, y'all not gonna tell us what we can and can't cheer for. We're gonna do what we want to do. And you know, you guys try to benefit from our reactions and stuff, we're not gonna give you something completely different. You know, which is crazy to me. That's what it looked like to me. You know what I mean? And Bray needed them tonight because I think tonight, if they had his back the way they were supposed to, at the end of that show, the end of the show would have been really, really cool. But of course, the WWE audience was like, nope, we're not gonna do it. So, you know, Bray ended up singing the song by himself, which looked weird, but you know, it is what it is. You know what I mean? So that's kind of the way it went down. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Overall, I enjoyed the match. I got to see some of the things that I was looking forward to seeing. It's another pretty good show. I think if the WWE continues on this pace, they won't have no worries about how well the WWE network is doing, and because I think they're doing a lot of the right things. You know what I mean? I don't know. I think it's working out pretty good. I'm still waiting to see, because they keep throwing these little stuff in, these little teasers about, you know, the authority. Because at the end of the day, the authority has to be, you know, they have to be brought to justice. You know what I'm saying? And the Shield is not going to be the ones to do it unless, I don't know, I'm just waiting to see, because, you know, Triple H and Stephanie, they are not going to split up. So we ain't got to worry about that. You know, they're not going to turn on one another. I don't know, this whole, you know, idea of Vince and or CM Punk inserting themselves into the storyline would be awesome. I'm kind of thinking that's what we're going to see, even though I know Vince is not 100% sold on being on TV. The guy was not even on WrestleMania. Now, you know, if you didn't see Vince at WrestleMania, then you know he really don't want to be on TV no more. You know what I mean? Because I would think that he would have been on WrestleMania, but he was not, which actually surprised me. He wasn't there. Well, he was there. I mean, he just wasn't on TV. You know what I mean? I don't know, but overall, I enjoyed the show. I had a good time watching it, like I always do, and I enjoyed it. It was good. It was great. But what I want to do right now, I want to take this time to thank all you guys for tuning in and listening to Team Boyd TV, Team Boyd TV's Raw Report. You know, I enjoy doing this, man, and I do it for you guys. Hey, if you guys like what we're doing here with the podcast, and you know, and you're interested in what we kind of do on YouTube and on Facebook and on Twitter and stuff like that, man, hey, support the show. Show the fact that you enjoy what we're doing. Hit that like button, hit that share button, keep sharing stuff. You know, keep leaving those reviews on iTunes, man. Keep leaving those reviews and those comments on Spreaker. I love it. I love reading them. I don't think you can comment on Stitcher. No, I don't think so. But even on YouTube, you can actually leave comments and stuff on the YouTube channel as well. And if you really, 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 really want to support the program, hey, listen, go to TeamBoydTV.com. At the bottom of the homepage, there is a donate button. You know, and that's one of the things that I kind of wanted to avoid doing, because I just didn't really want to do that. But, you know, if you guys really wanted to, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying you got to. I'm just saying it would be cool to be able to, you know, support the show, because, you know, I kind of want to, you know, I want to continue doing this, but, you know, it does have fees and costs to go along with it, you know, especially like on Spreaker, where it is $20 a month to kind of keep doing this and whatnot. And I want to keep doing it. But yeah, so, you know, if you guys really feeling generous or whatever, you know, go to TeamBoydTV.com. The bottom of the homepage, there is a donate button, so you can donate to the show. We would definitely appreciate it, and that kind of thing. So until next time, man, I'm your boy Big Q. This has been Team Boyd TV's Raw Report, and I guess I'll see you guys next Tuesday. Take it easy. Peace.